FIFA and its president Gianni Infantino have been accused of breaking trust through deception in an open letter issued by UEFA, CAF and the Asian Football Confederation. Three continental associations, which combine to represent 143 nations, released a three-page document as they look to increase pressure on Infantino. In the open letter, the associations say football belongs to no individual and that trust has been broken through deception.
The Confederation of African Football has unanimously reconfirmed its support for embattled FIFA President Gianni Infantino following a meeting of its executive committee. He's been under intense pressure for the World Football governing body's handling of a now-shelved proposal to open the World Cup to private investment. With CAF making up 54 of FIFA's 211 member associations, it's a powerful voting bloc that has largely supported Infantino since he took office in 2016. In a statement, the body thanked him for his support of African football over the years, but its president, Patrice Motsepe, stressed the need for good governance and transparency. CAF's support will provide some relief to Infantino, who's hoping to win re-election for a fourth and final term in office in March. He's faced widespread criticism and calls for him to resign from football bodies across the world, including the powerful European UEFA, which has reiterated its threat to boycott FIFA tournaments.
Hello, my people. I think CAF, Confederation of African Football Association, is a disgrace, because look at this embattled FIFA president, Infantino. They just gave him a huge support, you know what I mean? And you see that short clip that this association, they have a meeting, and they probably money exchange hands, and they come up with support for this Infantino guy. Remember that this guy is the same guy that want to give Trump a FIFA Peace Award. Out of nowhere, he manufactured the Peace Award for this Infantino guy, this corrupt guy. You see, the UEFA, the FA, the English Football Association, they are not support. They all withdraw. They have withdraw their support for this guy. You know what I mean? And this, as you see in that short clip, that Africa is a big bloc. They have 50-something. The number of their vote is 50-something, which means when if we get the backing of Africa, maybe some Asian country is gonna win again. He's gonna continue in his term, another term. Because this guy, he tried to privatize FIFA, to make more money, and the only reason why this CAF, African Football Association, is supporting him is because of money. You know what I mean? They see him as somebody that is good in sharing money, because some how when you talk about money, some people in Africa, they can do anything, for them to get money. They can change their stand at any time. Once it's money, you can buy some Africans or a great number of Africans. You know what I mean? And that's what's happened. Because when you see the Europeans, they withdraw their support. Why can't you? Because this is a strategy, politics, because there's politics in everything. And politics, you need a strategy, Why don't this CAF follow suit what the UEFA did? Not only that they withdraw their support for this man, they even said that they're not going to participate in any FIFA event again, tournament. If FIFA is as it stands now, if FIFA is organizing a tournament, the UEFA will not going to participate. And this is a huge blow for the FIFA. And it's politics, because this is a strategy, Because they see that this guy is in a precarious position at the moment, because his position is not strong, and he want to continue in this as a FIFA president, because politics, for you to get something, you have to be strategic. But the Africans, we always don't do well in politics. We don't know how to do politics, But the West are masters in doing politics, which means before somebody have your vote, they have to give you tangible. or they have to promise you something. But in Africa, even if you don't promise them anything, once you tickle their ears and promise and exchange some cash, sometimes even they will agree with you, you know what I mean, or they will take your position. That's what they did, and this is a disgrace for CAF to be doing this. And we know that African football they have problem as well, because look at even the last tournament, African Cup of Nations. Now even the winners, we don't know exactly the winners now, because the Senegal and Morocco, the Senegal won it in play, but now Morocco win it after after the game finish. You see now they're in court. You haven't even resolved. This is the one thing we have in Africa. This is the problem of management. It's not only in football, in many things in Africa. Management are not good. We are not just good in management. And this is a huge problem in Africa, you know what I mean? They shouldn't support this Infantino guy, because it seems like he's corrupt somebody. He's corrupt. He's only care about money and riches, you know what I mean? You give Trump a peace award, and how do you look now that Trump is fighting war in Iran? And he give him a peace, somebody that went to war, like he gave the person peace award. It's disgraceful, you know what I mean? And that's why Africa would share their CAF would share their support for this Infantino guy. Let another person come in, you know what I mean? Peace.